can't wait.
When it comes to talking sports, they're the authority. It's Bob Walters and Brett Grasso. It's Locked Up Sports, and it starts now.
Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Hey. Bring 'em out.
Here we go. Bob Walters, Brett Grasso from the Brian Gunzel Studios. This is Locked Up Sports. It's a football Friday. It's a baseball hot stove Friday. It's a foreign policy trade deadline Friday. Brett, welcome to the show.
Wow, a lot going on today, tell you that much.
A lot going on.
World Cup, crazy World Cup matches.
There was a lot going on during the show last time, but the World Cup matches, because during the show we missed the whole DeGrom thing.
Well, totally.
We missed it.
No breaking news there. I was like, we got to keep up to date on Twitter tonight. Like, no matter what.
We got, today, yeah, I was at work, but the first hockey game, the Brazil game, was wild because, first of all, Brazil, it's got a terrible loss for Brazil. Because Croatia's not as bad as people want to make. They're not as big of an underdog because they made it to the final last time. They were down. They were scoreless going into the extra time. Brazil, Neymar got the goal.
Yeah.
In like the extra minute, the extra time of extra
Pele's
time.
Record.
To break Pele's record, it would have been perfect. Pele's sick. I think he's like in the hospital. And then they give up the goal with 3 minutes left to tie it, and then all the momentum was right with Croatia. And then the second game, I didn't really see much of. Brett, you saw that one. You said that one was even more crazy than the Brazil game, right?
Argentina, Netherlands. Argentina's up by 2 goals in the 90th minute. It's
over.
Yeah, right. You're pretty much like, there's no way, right? There's no way. And Netherlands gets one in the 90th minute. It goes into, pretty much the 101st minute. Last chance. Free kick. And Netherlands puts one in to tie it.
Same guy gets both goals.
2 goals. Comes off the bench. 2 goals. Last second. Unbelievable. Messi and Argentina are stunned. But they turn around. The goalkeeper for Argentina stops the first 2 PKs from the Netherlands. Messi puts his goal in. Argentina goes on to win 4-2 in PKs. And, it looks like they're moving on now.
Where Argentina was smart is where Brazil was not.
Yep.
Okay, Argentina had Messi shoot first.
Yep.
So he got in. Did he score?
They talked about it. Yep.
And I didn't see it, but I know Neymar never touched the penalty shot because he was shooting last, and it never got to the last shot.
But that almost cost. You see now, even though Argentina was up. Now they were up like 2 PKs, so they nailed their first 2. They stopped the first 2, but now Messi was out, and all of a sudden they had 2 young guys coming up at the end, and the one guy booted it, and missed it. It made it a match. Like it made it like where it was totally like, we got this. It's golden. And so I understand the strategy of you really would have had a little more.
Yeah, but then you go down with your best guy in the back pocket, and he never touches it.
You got to make sure you always touch it. It's Josh Allen syndrome.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. You
got to make sure he gets the football.
What equivalent would you say these 2 games are to an American sport that was crazy? Was the second game 86 Game 6?
No, not there. No.
Down 2-0 last minute.
Music City Miracle.
Music City Miracle, because it was a wild card. Not
just yeah, I could see.
Okay, Music City Miracle.
Last second. Free kick into the it was
okay,
somewhere up there.
Okay, that's a good. I was saying Game 6 because they were behind. Yeah, maybe
the guy it was on the edge. He was almost off sides, like the Music City Miracle.
Yeah, okay, was it forward? Was it backwards? Music City. Wide check to Dyson.
People didn't know what to do. The refs.
Dyson the wide check. He's got something. So we had that going on today. The U.S. out, obviously. I was.
Oh yeah. We didn't really talk about that because
I was out.
U.S. put up.
I was not really into this World Cup. I got into that game today. Into it. Yeah. I don't think there's any buzz around this World Cup in this country at all. So now last week during the show, we said, you probably saw online, we put up the video. I said DeGrom's coming back. Brett said, yeah, no one's going to give him 5 years. Bam.
We did. We found somebody.
17 minutes later, 5-year contract in Texas.
He signed his retirement papers.
And normally, as Met fans, we'd be in now a depression for the next 3 weeks. 2 days later, bam, top 10 pitcher of all time, Justin Verlander, is now a New York Met. What do you think? Now, because here's what I say: DeGrom is a great pitcher, probably Hall of Famer, borderline. Verlander is top 10 of all time, in my book, at least.
Listen, right now we have two guys, Scherzer and Verlander, who have proven they can get the innings. They can put up the innings. They can put up the number of innings. We know what they can do during those innings. They never fail during those innings. Not that you're gonna have bad starts like anybody.
Yeah.
But and you're gonna get injured maybe, but they tend to come back. Now, DeGrom, he got 1 5-year deal. Nobody else offered it. Yankees wouldn't give him 5 years. Dodgers wouldn't give him 5 years. One team offered him a 5-year deal. He took his 5-year deal. He took his money. He went for the money. He's talking about, I went for World Series. We're talking about, I saw their plan for the future, and that's the plan I want.
Yeah, well, first of all,
he had a World
garbage.
Series.
No.
Listen,
He took
in
the
my
money.
opinion, especially if he stays, he's got a World Series in his back pocket in the next 3 years, right?
Let's, Brett. Brett, don't do that. Don't do that.
No,
don't do that.
All right, I'm sorry. Well, let's leave it at.
Did you just guarantee a World Series in the next 3 years for the Mets?
That's the plan. Yes, that's what we're doing here, Bob.
No,
I know you're not used to it.
You have it in your back pocket.
Compared to Texas, you got no chance now. You're virtually ending your career. This isn't a guy who's 25 and is about to put up 2 new contracts. This is his last contract. He has one chance, and he went and chose money in a place that if he doesn't put the innings up, he's not going to hear about it.
Well, here's the reason I have a problem with you saying that, because now in 3 years down the line, right, we're still doing the show.
Yeah, but
we're
that's
ultra successful. Ready? Listen,
Yeah.
everyone will forget that someone will remember that we said this during the show. I will get blamed for it.
No
one will ever believe that you were the one that said it.
See, you don't understand. You would wish it out of existence. This is something that's actually happening, and trust me, Uncle Stevie's bringing it home for us.
Listen, I'm with you, but I'm not saying
it didn't even stop there. People are talking about. You have to realize we signed a guy like Verlander, which is huge, but we also shored up the bullpen a little bit with a guy named Robertson, who we were trying to get at the deadline, but they wanted our best pitching prospect.
Well, I wanted Robertson last year. We wanted Robertson last year
for our best pitching prospect, who we now still have.
Okay, so hey, listen, look, they're setting themselves up for the next, like you said, the next 2 years, because
our top 3 guys all pitched game 1 for their teams in the playoffs this year. Scherzer for the Mets, Verlander for the Astros, and then you have Jose Quintana, 2-year deal. He started for the Cardinals, game 1.
Yeah. Now, what I think with because Scherzer was a disaster. I was there. It was a disaster. It was 7-0. I found myself, drinking beers behind the plate. Now, Verlander, you're not going to get that. Verlander does not lay eggs like that and throw bombs in the playoffs. He never has. He rises to the occasion.
To a point, he didn't have the best World Series record till this year. If you look back, actually, his World Series record isn't that great.
I don't think.
But it's not bad. If you look at it, he didn't get wins. I don't think he had a win.
Okay, that's fair.
Whatever
that's
it was.
fair.
But there's guys that's happened.
And Verlander goes 9 innings. You're going to have guys. The Mets should have some complete games next year.
Yeah, and it's also different in the World Series where you can be in the 4th inning, even if you're the best guy, and be out in the 1-0 game.
Now, things got real crazy. Now, the winter meetings, first of all, great week for baseball. Baseball could not have had a better week. They were front page, back page, all over the papers, top story everywhere. Usually it's
big money getting
the
thrown
NFL,
around.
I haven't even really thought, until this afternoon, I haven't really thought much about the Giants and the Jets games this week. I did today. We'll get to that in a minute. Tuesday, was it Tuesday with Judge?
Yep.
Things got real crazy. Around 5 o'clock, John Heyman tweets, Arson Judge to the Giants. It looks like a done deal. Arson Judge.
Yeah.
3 minutes later,
and no, yes.
3 minutes later, he fixes it. He was clearly in a rush to get it out first, which I still don't understand why they do, but whatever. He cheats. Aaron Judge going to the Giants. Now everyone, John Heyman. Okay, John Heyman said it. It's got to be true. He works for MLB. He works for MLB Network. He works for the New York Post. He's a whole deal. And then rumors start getting around like, oh, it looks like Judge to the Giants. And
it comes from other people. Other people now really start reporting
it. But they said it. The feeling in the room here is it looks like Judge.
Yep.
7 or 10 minutes after that, sorry, the Giants haven't heard from Judge's people. I jumped the gun. I take it back. He walks the whole thing back. But you don't
believe that when you say that. You say that's a guy just saving face.
Yeah, he didn't have confirmation.
You believe that it is a 100% done deal at this point still.
Yes.
Like every Yankee fan.
Go to bed that night thinking it's a done deal.
It is a done deal. It's just that this reporter doesn't want in the future not to get the story.
He's
again.
not 100% sure.
And it's going to get done, and now they're maybe a little mad, so maybe they delay a little bit.
Yeah, and
that wasn't the case.
They even called the Yankees, and they had no comment. And Aaron Boone made a comment that he goes, I haven't heard anything.
Hal Steinbrenner's eating pasta in Italy.
In Italy, we all go to bed.
Yeah,
middle of the night, somewhere in the middle of the night.
Yep.
Judge gets on the phone with Hal. Okay. I got friends on Facebook, diehard Yankee. I'm never going to a game. Fire Cashman. They just re-signed him.
Offer him $10,450 right now.
I'm walking around with a smile. Judge calls Hal.
Now ready in the middle is Bob posts. Post the tweet.
Well, I just said as per John Heyman, but
post the Heyman tweet.
Yeah. Then
instant collapse.
Yeah, because we all went to bed.
So let's not blame Heyman.
Wake up 8 in the morning. Wake up 7:30, 8 o'clock. I'm watching Boomer and Gio in the morning. They come back for commercial, and he goes, "Judge is a New York Yankee. It's a done deal." And I'm thinking, what is it? Judge got on the phone with Hal. Hal said, "What is it going to take?"
Yep.
And all these people getting all bent out of shape about Hal over in Italy. Listen, it's not. We're not like sending like telegrams, okay? He could do business in Italy here in America. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
He said, what is it going to take? Judge apparently said, match it. He's like, done. And then it's done. Judge is now a New York Yankee.
And captain.
Well, yeah, well, you knew he was going to be captain. That's irrelevant. I don't think he cares about being captain. I mean, I guess in the long run,
he doesn't care about being captain.
No,
of course
really
he cares about being captain.
That had nothing.
Screw. Give it a Rizzo.
No, that had nothing.
Yeah, you know what? No thanks.
Give it a Peraza.
Right, he's pretty good.
But so
Glaber.
So now he's a Yankee, and everything started falling into place. There, it was a wild,
huge deal. 9 years,
360. He's making $7,000, I believe, a day.
And good for them. You know what I mean? Like that's the guy who, without him, your team is just not the same. They got their guy. They paid their money. Listen, we're Mets fans now, so we're all for spending money. Who cares? You know what the best part about this whole week is? It's like Christmas.
It's like
Christmas. Like you're like Nimmo, Judge. Wait a minute, Verlander. Oh my God, I'm so sad. I didn't get what I wanted. I wanted DeGrom, and I didn't get it. It wasn't in the box. There was no DeGrom in the box.
No DeGrom in the box.
So
but there was a Verlander.
No, but you know the best part at the end of all of it? My bank account's the same. Didn't cost me anything. Cost me nothing. Stevie, Hal, big money. Guess what? It didn't cost us anything.
And some people blamed me. I remember one guy on Facebook said this feels like it might be a Bob jinx, and I said it was close, but I think it broke the plane. So I'm going to say it is a jinx. I'll take somewhat responsibility. I take the DeGrom thing too. I mean, we said it was done. We didn't even know it was happening. He was signing the deal, I think, as we were saying he's coming back.
You know what? I want a guy who's all in. That's the only reason I was all for DeGrom, because I really thought like of DeGrom as this fiery, I want to pitch and be in New York in the spotlight and win a World Series as a Met. Like, I really believe that.
I was texting.
But now, I look back at it as, I just don't see that the same way. So, if you told me we were going to get him, but without the fire or really wanting to win a World Series, or I'm not saying he doesn't, but he's still going to compete every time. But I think he may be a guy who is resigned to the fact that he's only got so many starts left in his body.
Listen, here's the deal. First of all, the Mets won 101 games last year.
Yep.
DeGrom only won 5 of them. He only pitched in how many? 15, right?
Yeah.
So it's really not the end of the world. I was texting back and forth with a Yankee fan of mine, and he said to me, are you a little upset? I know Verlander's equal or better, but are you a little upset that you lost DeGrom? And I said, you know what? I was. Until I found out all the stuff coming out, he didn't want to be here, okay? He didn't go to the Mets at all.
Yep.
He apparently was not hanging out with anybody on the team.
Yeah.
He left. He would get dressed after the game and split.
He told his agent, don't tell the Mets. Don't tell him, don't get a counter.
So you know what I said? I said, it's kind of like, okay, a girl broke up with you. You really liked her. You're really into the girl. She broke up with you. You're devastated. And then you find out a couple weeks later, she's been cheating on you for the last 3 months.
Yeah.
So you know what?
Enjoy Texas.
Enjoy Texas. Good luck. Good luck down there in Texas. George Bush is his owner now.
Yeah.
So we had all that going on. Also, we have, Brett, we didn't even mention it. We have coming up an interview. We got the Met, the voice of the Knicks Rangers pregame show, postgame everything, Pat O'Keefe. We had a great interview. I spoke with him the other day. We're going to play that for you at the end of the show in a little bit. It's just a little bit from now.
We barely even mentioned the other guy who might be the Mets' next captain, and that's Brandon Nimmo. Who turned out to be like the talk of the town.
Because we didn't get that last night.
Getting everywhere. Everywhere.
They overpaid for Nimmo, but I live with it.
Someone was about to overpay for Nimmo. It wasn't just the Mets out there overpaying. It was going to be.
I wanted Nimmo back. I wanted Nimmo back. It was important that we got Nimmo back.
100%. He is like the heart and soul of this team. He is pure hustle. He is a guy who in the clubhouse is like number one. I didn't think he 100% wanted to be in New York. Like once I
think he did, but I
like, know
the problem I felt I was like he doesn't want to be here. But and that's fine.
I'm all for it. You're got him 8 years. We have a center fielder locked up. Now, listen, how many years will he be a center fielder? A few. At some point, we'll have another center fielder come in, and he'll move to a corner position. But we have our leadoff guy.
You're 5 years away from that. You're 5 years
you're right. You're right. But we have our leadoff guy. We have a guy who's going to be on base.
We have our Charlie Hustle.
Over 400 on base percentage, who's going to be winning us a lot of 1-0 games with Scherzer, Verlander, and Senga. Senga? Maybe Senga.
We've been doing this 1-0 stuff with these ace pitchers for
1-0.
years. Do you think
Robertson? No, we're going right to the pen. We bring out the guy who doesn't like gay people, and then you have Robertson, everybody loves, and you have Diaz. 1-0.
The Mets in the world's borough are a hardcore Republican team.
Him and Nimmo. I think
they're upset. They're upset that they left the Marine. They didn't want Griner back. But so we'll get into that too. We still got to do the football, but there's too much too much stuff going on and not enough time.
I know. We just got to make sure we get all that baseball.
Now also, but with the baseball, Judge gambling on himself.
Yeah.
Do you think?
I don't even know what deal would he have actually taken prior. Is the real answer. We know what he didn't take.
I don't.
But you know what I mean? Like, is there a?
Was he like all in?
7?
Because he was
7-2 something, right?
Oh, what did he say? I'm not taking anything. I'm betting on myself. I'm putting it all on green.
No, there was
one roll. I'm putting it all on green, one roll, and we're gonna roll the dice here.
Was it like 7 or what was it?
It was 7 for what 215.
Right. Now what was the number? Was it the years?
So he got 2 extra years and like 150 extra million. That's a whole nother generation that's gonna have money. People are not even going to remember.
But what would he have said yes to prior?
Oh, he probably would have said yes to the contract he got.
8,300.
He's not making the most being paid per year is Scherzer and Verlander in baseball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's
Mike Trout still has a higher total value.
Everybody's talking about this whole same thing with Scherzer and Verlander.
It's not a big deal.
In 2 years, the Mets are off the hook for all that. They're gone.
Yes.
It's all over in 2 years. Like those are very quick contracts and a lot of other contracts for the Mets. The only contracts they're going to have at that point are Nimmo, Lindor, and then you have to try and resign, your Alonsos and your McNeils and the same stuff. Same thing with the Yankees. The Yankees really only locked up with Judge, and they're going to be able to try and now build their club around him. And Garrett Cole, who's the next guy who's on top per year average.
So now here's the thing with the money, and I get it. It's not our money. I don't care. He's got billions of dollars. Spend it. I also don't understand why people get upset. Oh, why does he need so much money to play a game? Why are you getting upset at Judge, the millionaire, and not care about the billionaire owners? That's a whole nother ballgame. But what it does is now the Mets are over the threshold, okay? It's more than just a luxury tax.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? They lose, they drop 10 spots in the draft for the next 5 years. So if they have the 3rd pick, they are now the 13th pick.
Yep.
There are a lot of competitive disadvantages. They do make it somewhat crippling, so you will not have a good farm system because you went over the cap for these 3 years. So there is a detriment to it. Right now, we don't care about it. Right now, we got Verlander, we got Scherzer, we got Nimmo. That's what we're happy about.
Plus, they're paying 90 cents on every dollar over that.
Yeah, but that's irrelevant to us because that's not our money.
I know, but that's like 90% interest rate's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, but that's inflation, bro.
Inflation is the reason why a guy like Verlander is already making your money back. So we can all complain about how much they get paid. For every dollar they get paid, they're making $2 back to the guy. So everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, and everyone, I never understood that though. Everyone gets all bent out of shape. Oh, why does he need all this money to play? First of all, he's got special talent, and you're worth whatever someone's going to pay you. Okay.
Yeah.
And why don't teachers get that? You know why teachers don't get that? It's not that they don't deserve it. Teachers don't get that because they don't generate income for the town.
Come to Long Island, they get that.
Yeah, so do the cops.
Yeah. Well, who do you think's policing the teachers?
So we also now last week, football, there were big football games last week, Brett. There's even bigger football games this week, okay? The Giants and Jets are both playing two of the best teams in the NFL this week.
Yeah.
You got the Eagles coming into MetLife. It's going to be a tough one for the Giants. The Jets, now real quick on this. So the Eagles are coming in to MetLife, right?
Yeah.
Giants got to win this game. Giants haven't won a game in over a month now. Okay, the tie yesterday, I can't believe they punted the ball with a minute to go in a game you needed to win at midfield after the two running backs ran into each other. Why punt it? Just go for it. You got to win this game. Don't punt the ball. But I digress. So you got this is not going to be easy. Giants are a 7-point underdog. Listen, if I'm picking the game, if I'm betting the game, which I won't, I'm betting the Eagles. Yeah. The Eagles have, the Giants have a good defense, right? 15 interceptions the Eagles have. So the Eagles will get pressure on Jones. They'll make it. They're going to stop Barkley because they have a good front four. Okay, they're going to stop Barkley, who's also a little hurt. Neck is something. So Barkley will be able to be stopped. They're going to force Daniel Jones. They're not even going to have to put 8 in the box because that's how good the front four is for the Eagles. They're going to force Daniel Jones into a couple bad throws.
I'm going to be honest.
They're all ball hawks out there. The Eagles' secondary is all ball hawks out there. They got 15 picks. Okay, the Giants are strong up front defensively, but the Eagles are better on the offensive line.
Yeah,
okay,
they're kind of.
And Jalen Hurts going to run around. He's going to make big plays.
They're clicking right now.
I think the Giants are not. I don't think the Giants are ready to beat this Eagles team. I think the Eagles are too good. They're too powerful.
These are the games you got to steal. You got, when you go in as when
the crowd. Listen, if you go into the game, you're going to have to be up right from the beginning.
It doesn't matter that you're a 7-point underdog. Yeah, none of that stuff matters. Yeah, but what matters is that I understand.
You're right. The 7-point underdog don't matter, but I think the Eagles are better. It matters that you're playing
at home. It matters that you do have a good running game when if your front can hold up enough. Or Saquon can actually make it where he's a factor. He does not have to go run for 100+ yards. He just has to make it where it's not 2nd and long, 3rd and long every time. Because once it is, and that running game gets totally taken away,
but it's
over.
How are you supposed to do that? The Eagles shut down
Saquon. That's the point of Saquon, isn't it? Isn't that the point? Of a guy like that is even when your line's not up to it, you're still and listen, he can. We're not talking about a guy trying to get a guy getting 6, 7, 8 yards. We're talking about 3, 4 yards at a clip.
That's the point.
That is the difference. Instead of getting stuffed. So that's where you're going to find out. If you get any push on that line, you have a little chance of this game. But otherwise, if you're just relying on 2nd and long, 3rd and long, you're right. It's going to be a very long day.
What I'm telling you is
you're going to be going up against trying to compete in a game to keep a scoring going.
Barkley's not 100%. The Eagles have a great front four, which means they can play their full secondary. They don't even have to overcommit to come after the quarterback, okay?
I get it.
Barkley's not 100%. They stopped Derrick Henry. He basically was inconsequential last week. And the Eagles are better. I mean, listen, I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But if I'm betting the Eagles. I'm laying the points. The Jets. The Jets now last week. Jets.
Talk about last week.
Listen, they played well, Brett. That's a good team. I know you wanted to win the game.
No, they did play well. I mean, not on enough. Right. Well, one, they had early drops where they weren't converting, where actually Mike White wasn't looking bad. 3rd down, couple drops.
He didn't look bad at all in the game. He just couldn't get the ball in the end zone. It was red zone inefficiency for the Jets. Complete breakdown in the red zone.
And you can just fast forward all the way down to the final drive, and Braxton Berrios and Mike White had his man. He made his play. He hit the guy, dropped it, hit him in the chest, bounced off his chest.
You talking about the last play of the game? No, the pick. He threw the pick.
No, not the pick. The one where it should have been the touchdown. To Braxton Berrios, where he was kind of sliding in the end zone.
On the 3rd down before the pick, I think he could have run for the first.
Oh yeah.
Is that something you saw?
No, definitely. Okay. But it was tick, 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 and if he doesn't make the sideline, it would have been trouble. If he didn't make the sideline, he's trouble. And the moment you pass that,
but how much fun with the Jets? The Jets are a completely different team. It's a different energy. It's just fast-paced.
Entirely.
Forget about it. Zach Wilson, if I'm a Jets fan, which I'm not, listen, I'm done with Zach Wilson. Because Mike White is just, he might not be as talented. He might not be as talented. He's probably not.
No.
But it's a whole nother feel to the Jets game. And then,
but it's actually part of the evaluation of Zach Wilson is having a guy, anybody else come in and show in the next week what's capable. That shows you and evaluates Zach Wilson at what level he was even capable of.
Now, fast forward to this week. the Jets and the Bills, it's a huge game for both teams, okay? Because Miami is beat up. Tua is questionable, and so the Bills can kind of get back into the top of the division here with a win against the Jets. It's looking like a whiteout condition. Snow helps the Jets, always helps the underdog. Same thing in the here. It's going to be rainy and windy, as you like to say.
The Jets' running game's been looking good.
So if that weather like that always helps the underdog. Okay, so now you're talking whiteout conditions.
Yeah.
The Jets are going to be confident. They made it to the last play in Minnesota, 9-2 team, a good team. They shut down Jefferson, the wide receiver, who was one of the better players. He did not have a big game. He had a touchdown. Okay. They played them to the very end. Josh Allen is prone to turning the ball over this year. Okay. The Bills have been good, not great. They haven't been great. Last year they were great at multiple times during the season, including the playoffs. The Bills have been good, not great. Okay. If the Jets have a good pass rush, which we know they do, they can pressure him. Bad decisions. He's made a lot of bad decisions.
Last time we held him to no touchdowns and 2 interceptions, 5 sacks. Listen, that type of day isn't coming. It's going to be very hard to hold him to no touchdowns.
Well, on top of the fact that they're confident coming in against the Vikings, they're also confident because they beat the Bills just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. No, they're pretty big underdogs, the Jets.
They're 9.5. It's way too many. I'm taking the Jets.
They're having a very hard time deciding if Mike White's for real.
Yeah, but listen, Mike White moves the ball.
Oh no, definitely.
He's got to come away with sevens and
don't forget, like the Bills. Now Von Miller's out for the year with the torn ACL.
Yes. And listen,
huge loss for them. That was like a huge pressure on the Jets.
Brett, the Jets offense was like almost 500 yards. They were up and down the field, okay? 500 yards, they kicked 5 field goals. So they moved the ball against a good Minnesota team.
Listen, they got this running back that's coming out of nowhere. Bam Knight is just absolutely just one of these undrafted rookie free agent running the ball and just hopping right and going. I'm talking bursts like I haven't seen. No, this kid, listen, he can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's fit right into the offense, and Mike White's found him. So it's actually like without stuff like that, you have a hard time, and having little pieces of guys who are coming in and filling in spots. I'm telling you,
it's not a big fix for the Jets. Listen, the bottom line is they need to come away with 7s and not 3s when they get into the red zone. That's it. That's what they got to do.
I think
they win the game last week. They come away with one 7 instead of a bunch of 3s.
Listen, as long as you got Sauce, it's gonna be a big day with him versus Stephon Diggs out there. That is like last time we talked more about, it's gonna be Dalvin Cook in the running game. Nope, this is gonna be about passing. This is gonna be about Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Sauce Gardner out there. It's not gonna be out there on him every time.
Whiteout conditions.
So it's actually gonna be
whiteout conditions.
Well, let's see what happens. I know we're gonna find out around game time. You never know what that's really going to be
because it's lake effect snow and
whenever, and they cleared out, and you're just playing in the cold. But
I think the Jets can win this game.
I do too. No. At that number, I'm Jets money line.
Well, listen, way too many points. Way too many points. Yeah. But I think the Jets can win the game outright.
Yeah. Just getting good value.
They're going to need things to break for them.
Anyway,
Bills are a better team. Bills are a better team, so they're going to need a couple things to break. The weather. They're going to have to score some touchdowns, get a turnover or 2, get maybe a special teams play.
Listen, that Jets pass rush, just like last time, they need to get in. And it's really not even like, perfect coverage or them one-on-one. No, it's that pass rush forcing, Josh Allen to make tough throws. And those tough throws, listen, when you got good coverage, those tough throws, you're going to have tip balls, deflected balls, fumbled balls. And like you said, when the conditions start to deteriorate, things are going to get heightened real quick.
Yeah, listen, it's gonna be a good Sunday. I will be at work watching in jail.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
I get like half. I watch halftime at home, and then I run to work real quick, and then I watch the second half.
See, I'm actually going. And then Monday I work too. Rangers just scored. I'm going to the Ranger game Monday, so I might get there like mid first period, which it pissed me off. I hate that. I hate getting there like mid first period. Run into the Garden. But speaking, because we've been going through baseball, football. There are 2 other major sports in this town with major teams that play in the same place, Madison Square Garden. Let's get to our interview. I spoke with Pat O'Keefe, who is listen, if you listen to 98.7 ESPN Radio, you know who he is. He does the pregame for the Knicks, the pregame for the Rangers, the halftime, the intermission, the postgame for both teams. He also does play-by-play for the Big East Network. We had a real good conversation. You're going to enjoy it. He talked Knicks, Rangers, St. John's, the whole thing. So let's get to that. We'll come back on the other side, and we'll wrap it up. We'll do a little Brittany Griner. We'll talk to you. We'll make our picks for the Jets and whatnot. And here's the interview with 98.7 ESPN Radio's Pat O'Keefe. How about that?
Nice interview, Bob. Good job, man.
It was good. I did.
Well, better job by Pat O'Keefe, but decent job.
It was a decent job. Listen, he came prepared, and did all that was done like as the judge stuff was breaking. So big thank you to Pat O'Keefe, who, like I said in the interview, sits next to me at the Ranger game. So he's a good guy, knows what he's talking about. You know what I wanted to ask him, which I didn't ask him, which I didn't get to, was about, because he does a lot of high school sports too, like local, like city high school. He does football and stuff. I wanted to ask him, why are they doing these spread offenses, and why we couldn't? Because I think he's about our age. I think he's around like 38, 40, something like that. Why were we not doing spread offenses, and why can they run pro style 5 wides all over Long Island and it looks like varsity blues? But I didn't get to ask him because he had to rush. We had a hard out.
I don't. It's the clear answer. Clear answer, Bob. You serious?
What's the answer?
Steroids. You're joking, right?
So,
are you serious?
People were doing steroids when we were in high school.
No. Now it's like middle school programs, weight room.
Yeah.
Move them up.
That's what it is. They just.
I'm done.
They don't have any fun. Remember when we were on South Bay Lions?
You think we had fun? You think I'm kidding right now? Steroids.
Do they really do?
Listen, it's a big thing. It's a big thing.
Well, I mean, like, they don't have fun either on, like, their PB teams. We remember being on South Bay Lions?
You're the most talented person, okay? You could now be more talented. And if you don't, you can't even keep up with the other guys. Let me tell you, everybody's doing it. This is big money. These are big stadiums they're playing in now. They're big boosters. And every time that you go and have one more tackle, you make it to a better school. And that better school boosts your life.
Yeah, I guess.
That's how they look. These guys, you know what these guys at the school, you have to realize, when we went, those same guys that were naturally talented or probably not lifting weights after, these guys, you know what they're doing? They're going to their tutors to learn their 4th language. They're going to the next club because if they don't, they're not getting into it. These guys are so serious about what they're doing. They're in every way.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous.
And that includes steroids. No, they're not. They're not. Yes, they are making the pros,
no,
Bob.
They're not.
Not in sports. They're going to these schools and they're getting free degrees and going on to get masters and going to having these stupid jobs where they're walking into. They don't even know what they are.
Right, you just cited the NCAA commercial. 98% of our scholar athletes don't go pro in something other than sports. But I mean,
they go pro in steroids.
Yeah, I mean, we had Jack Cohn, ready? How many people in the NFL have we had from Sayville? Jack Cohn, Mike Buck.
On steroids? One, Mike Buck. Not.
And Hart, right? Didn't Hart play, like, go to the camp for San Francisco, Hart's brother? Yeah. Mike Hart played for Duke. Yeah. Duke football, right? I'm surprised the Giants didn't draft him. So the last league was, we just got a couple minutes. So the Rangers have been playing better. Rangers have been starting to play better. They still got a long way to go, as we talked about. And the Knicks won the game that night against the Hawks. They blew them out. They blew out Trae Young and the Hawks, so they won 2 games. Listen, a long way to go for both teams, but there's a lot of season left to make up what you got to do. So, again, thank you to Pat O'Keefe for that. Brett, what are your thoughts? We had a big trade, a last-second trade between the United States and the Russians.
Listen,
mid-war trade.
Controversial. I think. Very controversial. People are.
People are up in arms. Listen.
Yeah.
Maybe the Marine wasn't on the
always want to try and get someone home. So always glad to have.
Yes.
And home. Would have liked to see them get her and the Marine back at the same time. They were saying that it's just not possible.
Now here's my question to you. Did she come home? Is she smoking pot tonight? Is she smoking a joint right now to celebrate with her wife or whatever?
You go one way or the other right now. You're either like
never again.
Never again. You're either like never again. Because you're sober too. Like, you haven't smoked in a while. It's been a while, so you're clear-headed.
Drug test.
You're clear-headed. It's not like 2 days out where you were like, you remember?
Yeah.
Like, it's been a while. So or you were like on the plane where they brought it.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, they probably were like, "Hey, don't worry about it. This ain't Russian no more. Welcome home." And they handed her a joint, right?
Well, listen, the Russian guy got on. They gave him like vodka.
He got vodka, yeah. But plus, the Russian guy's done like 3/4 of his sentence. Not the end, and he's older now. You think
you're saying it was like it was
like a rental. Yeah, we got.
It was like it's like the last year of a guy's deal, so you don't get full value.
Exactly, and they needed the rental. They're in the middle of a war, Brett. They need their guy.
No,
They need their guy. They're in the middle of a war. Now, I also don't think he's going to be doing it anymore unless they force him into it. Russia, because he's an old guy. How long did he spend in Britain? 10 years.
An arms dealer. What's he going to do?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he gives like speeches or something.
They would. No, that's actually what they're going to do. They're going to parade him around town, and he's going to be the Russian hero. But
he's not going to be doing arms deals.
Enough about the Russian guy and his whole thing. Anyway.
No, you don't want to get controversial here, Brett?
I'm not. No, listen. I don't want to talk about, the Russian guy can go.
No, I agree. And you're right. He's probably not going to. They're going to parade him around. Brittany Griner, though, welcome back. Listen, nobody's more important. The Marine's not more important than Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner's not more important than the Marine. It is what it is. We'll get him back.
Well, Russia thought the Marine was more important.
No, that's not necessarily
100%. That's why they didn't send him over.
No, because
I'm not saying it.
To be honest with you, if
I'm saying that the Russians weren't willing to part with the person.
I disagree with that.
Whereas they're totally willing to be like, get this. The WNBA star. See you later.
They could have screwed us just as much. They probably would have been even more like, we didn't get Brittany Griner. We got nobody. Yeah. They wanted their guy back. Right. It is what it is.
Okay, yeah.
But so you got anything else for today, Brett?
Yeah, did you see that Baker Mayfield thing going on? Baker Mayfield gets traded 4 days later. He's throwing touchdown passes, and now that's such a Baker Mayfield thing.
Yeah, and he'll be terrible. He'll be terrible next week.
But it's him. Like, he's going to get himself. Like, he was this close to never starting again in the NFL. 4 days later. He has 2 drives. One, it's the longest.
Yeah, 97 yards.
The longest drive in under 2 minutes.
But what about Tom Brady did the same thing? And
it's not even that. It's that Baker Mayfield just convinced the world.
No, he didn't. No, he's going to be terrible next week.
He convinced one person.
Oh, to give the job.
Give him a job. He's going to convince somebody to be, and he's still just Baker Mayfield. And it's just insane that a guy like
Baker Mayfield's like below average.
But in his brain,
he's a mistake waiting to happen.
Yeah, but he always thought he was the greatest, and every time we all are like, "See, you're wrong." Something like this happens with Baker Mayfield,
yeah. But
then all of a sudden he's convincing himself.
He'll be god awful for the next 3 weeks. Now, Tom Brady did the same thing. That was a wild comeback he had on what was that Monday night, Sunday night, Monday night, and. Here's my thing about Tom Brady. First of all, I don't even enjoy watching Tom Brady play anymore. I'm done with it. It's old. It's done. Have you seen him? Does he look sick to you?
Yeah, he's old. You have to realize.
No, he's not old. He's our age. He's like he's like 2 years older than us. He looks skin and bone. He looks sick.
He is. He's like a vegetarian doing whatever. He's not like.
And no, I think he looks sick. He looks awful. Like he's like withering away to nothing.
But listen, every time I see you, I feel this. I say the same thing.
I'm getting bigger. If anything, I'm getting people. Right. Someone actually said to me today, "Oh, putting on a little weight, looking good."
That's the last thing you want. Not
looking good. I used to look like Tom Brady did, and then I got old, and now I'm getting bigger.
Yeah,
I'm not fat, but I'm still better looking out of us two. But,
well, Tom Brady did shed about 120 pounds this year.
Yeah, but he didn't have 120 pounds to shed.
That was Giselle.
God, that was terrible. I can't believe I even fell for it.
Come on.
I can't believe I fell for it. But he looks like he looks like a skeleton. He looks like Skeletor. So that pretty much does it for us here today. Enjoy the football on Sunday. We didn't even get to the fact that TCU lost and is still in the thing. So I still got to get to that with you.
We got time to talk about that, though.
TCU lost, still in it.
Yep. Best team around. TCU.
They get goal lines. I was sitting there. All I could think of was they stuffed them on the goal line.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, they're out.
That's the pick of the year. You're like, put your money on Kansas State.
That was great. That was so. I know. And I was right. And listen, they lost. And they still got in, so we got best of both worlds.
We got the best.
Right. I got to hit it, and they got to.
But you know what? And Ohio State got it.
Did you see the quarterback, Max Duggan, who's going up for the Heisman this week or whatever it is? He was at the thing. He was like, if we just get an opportunity. He was doing his Tebow, crying.
Shut up.
Who,
the TCU quarterback?
Yeah, but he got his chance. He thought they were out. They lost. He thought they were out.
Yeah, but no, because when I went and did the weekend wrap-up show, that morning I looked at it. I didn't realize they were picking it like that day, the next day. When you looked at it, that's the logical progression is what they did. Because USC lost, got blown out
that was the one. Without the USC lost, that was it. You have to realize that's what saved them.
Okay. Alabama, who they're dying to put in, lost. They lost to Georgia. Okay, that's acceptable. But then they lost to Tennessee, and Tennessee got blown out by like 50 points.
No, listen. From watching them, I want to keep watching TCU. So I don't know they're the best candidate. I want to keep watching them. I think everybody wants to keep watching them.
They can lose.
Give them a shot. I like those type of teams in.
No.
I like.
You don't. No, you spent the last 3 weeks telling us you don't like those.
I told you they were going to lose to Kansas State. I understand that.
No, you said you want them to lose.
But now there's a wild card.
No.
Now there's the wild card in there. That's I like. Give me the underdog.
Brett's moving the goalposts here because you were like, you want to see them. You want to watch a 50-3.
It's too late now.
Georgia.
Too late now. My prediction was right on the one, and now wild card's winning it.
All right,
they're going all the way.
I got work at 6:30. We're gonna get out of here. Enjoy the football this weekend. Enjoy the soccer this
weekend. Frogs, everybody.
Enjoy the baseball. Whatever's left to be signed. Thank you to Pat O'Keefe.
Sanga's on the way.
Let's go Rangers. Let's go Giants.
Sapporo's this
Mike
weekend.
F. and White. We'll talk to you next week. I'll talk to you Monday, everybody. See ya.